Everyone, it's BDevine and welcome to Divine Miracles, and also you can find me on BDevineonline.com as well. I thank you all for being here. I have already started making this video, got about 40 minutes into it, and I had a problem with the recording, so isn't that funny? So here I am again. Today I'm going to be talking about our divine plan. I'm going to be going over an article by Maroony again, and I'll be giving commentary about it with an angel called Micah, who oversees our divine plan. Now, as you know by now, I wrote the book Angelic Guidance, and we talked about our soul path, and Archangel Michael talked about our soul purpose in there, and I've already made a recording about this, but I have some other channelings that I will record for you all to listen to as well, because it was really interesting how everything that was spelled out way back when is also here in this reality now. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about what we have to do here, because I wake up every single day and I'm determined. Like I just feel this power rushing through me, like I'm George Washington or something, and I've got to save the people. I don't know. I just have this energy of truth and justice inside of me that has never been so strong as it has been. Okay, I've been connecting in with beings of light. You all know this for a long, long time. Just doing my work quietly in the background, helping where I can, giving freebies where I can, giving articles where I've been writing and writing for years. You know, wrote my book Angelic Guidance, did the Domino Angel cards, and I am unable to get my cards over from Australia. I can't send anything to Australia yet, and we can't receive anything apparently because it has to be sent like in a, what is it called? Like express, which is extremely expensive. So I'm just going to have to wait until all this nonsense calms down, which hopefully 2022 is, and December itself is actually going to reveal a whole lot of things, because, you know, not only are we all feeling this, that we are nearing the end of this nonsense, but also the planets are aligning in that way as well, you know. So we have Pluto coming, you know, in, well, Pluto's here, but it's coming to the correct alignment in February, 20th of February 2022, all those twos. And that'll be in the alignment from the first time. It's been there since the Declaration of Independence in 1776. So revolution is going to be around the corner, okay? At the same time, we have December 15th today until April the 24th. We move into Akali Serpa, which is a Vedic astrology term. I'm not an astrologer at all. I just think it's cool, and I listen to some things, etc. And what that means is that it's the energy of the serpent, and it's moving into the energy of Scorpio. So the two of them are unlocking secrets, again, unlocking information, again, tearing down the old and making way for the new, and also releasing a lot of information that has been hidden. And what we're seeing is more and more people are going to drop out, and have been dropping out of the media, changing, you know, they don't want to be in CNN anymore or whatever it is. A lot of them are switching. And we'll see more of this, because I'm telling you, there are so many whistleblowers out there that are ready to just, they're done, right? They are sick of what's going on here. They are completely petrified. They are being threatened. They are just, you know, their family is being, you know, brought into things. It's been terrible. And they're going to come forward. They're just going to. And this is not a prediction or anything like that, because I don't like using that word prediction. If you saw my video yesterday on TikTok, whatever, I was talking about some people and they were just like, this is going to happen. And it's like, you can't know that for sure. There are too many other people involved. That's why when you have a reading, for example, you're asking about someone else, it's really hard. I don't like doing it because I don't have that person's permission. And what I say, it may not be correct. You know what I'm saying? There are people out there that are giving all this false stuff and they're sitting in the spiritual, energy. And that's not cool either. It's just really not cool. So what we have to do, what we have to devise is our divine plan. People say, "What's my plan? I don't know what it is. What am I supposed to be doing?" And the angels always say, it's nothing about what you're supposed to be doing. It's not something where you sit there and like, okay, you're supposed to be a sage, you're supposed to be a magician, you're supposed to be a musician, you're supposed to be a guide, you're supposed to be an artist. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. How it works is that you devise something that brings you happiness in your life, and you think about this, what brings you passion, what makes you feel empowered in your life. Music, working out, guiding others, whatever it is for you. And that is, when you're empowering yourself, you're empowering others, and that's always your life path. Is it one thing? No, it's a multitude of things. I started out with readings and palm readings and just doing cartomancy and Lenormand and all of that. And never in a million years thought, oh, well, you'll be speaking in front of people, because that was not going to happen. That you will be writing books. Don't think so. I didn't even finish school. That you will be guiding people and teaching people on a larger scale. I didn't see how that was possible. So I just put my head down anyway and just kept on going with things that I loved. And suddenly, the big thing came over me when and I've told you guys this story before, working with the angels, working in a course, and realizing when I was in this course with all these people, how happy I was with all of the people, but how I felt like the teacher was kind of mean to us and judgy and all that sort of stuff, And I just thought, the message I kind of got was, well, you think you can do it better? Go for it. And I was like, you know what? I think I can. And I want to do it better than this. I'm sick of people being told that they're not at the right level, or they've got to do this, or they've got to do that, and they've got to change so many things about themselves. The only thing you have to change about yourself is how you think and how you speak. You can go ahead later on and change your diet and all that stuff to match your vibration or whatever you want to do. But how you're thinking, what you're thinking, and what you're saying is the most important thing. Learning how to understand your traumas, learning how to understand why you've reacted in the way that you've reacted. And then, being able to share that knowledge with other people and guide people on their own path. Because I just get people, it's just been so many years of it. That's why I have to say this, that people are just like, what are my guides saying to me? What am I really supposed to be doing, Becky? So you're living for someone else to tell you what to do. And your guides aren't going to do that. Your angels aren't going to say, Becky, well, now if you do this, then you're going to be this, this, and this. They're not going to do that to me either, because it's up to me. And I may limit myself. With all the nonsense going on. I may say, well, I can't do that, so I'm just going to have to do this, and limit my experiences. Oh, you angels, you won't do anything for me, so I don't believe in you. When we have to have a belief first, and then things start to happen. Your spiritual journey is none of my business how you're doing anything, right? It only becomes my business when I get the questions, someone buys a reading, someone buys a mentoring service or something like that. I'm going to have to be completely honest with you as we're going ahead. And in your own journey, there's going to be people that don't agree with you, that don't want to listen, don't want to wake up right now. And you just want to shake them by the shoulders and say, come on, can't you see what's going on here, please? I want you to be with me on the journey. Come on. We can do this. We can beat this. We have to beat this. You know, this is our land. This is our country. The globe is ours. We own it. So what are we going to do with it? You know, there's more of us than there are of them. So what are we going to do? We're going to give in to all this stuff. We're going to give in to all these rules and regulations that are completely, you know, against any human right, any human white law there is. You know, we're doing the things that we were chastising the Nazis for doing. They're doing it to us again, you know. And the Nuremberg Code was written for a reason. It's all coming undone very, very quickly. It's all going to be coming. So many secrets are going to come to the surface. And it starts in this month, as I was talking about that, the Serpent energy. It's starting, and some things happened in November, and we said this is when it's going to start, and December as well. February is going to be huge. April is going to be huge as well, because we have Jupiter and Neptune together in April. And that just brings another awakening energy. So you have to decide your divine path. You make decisions for yourself. You know when something's right or wrong for you. You know what your body needs. You know what you can handle. You know that if you have any kind of medication, it can have adverse reactions. You take that risk when you take something, if you do. But these ones are, you know, this thing that's kind of been around, and we know what that is, the jib jab. We know that it's super dangerous, and you have to make that choice, whether that's going to be what you're doing in your life or not. You know, that is absolutely up to you and how you live your life. And if you're still seeking out your spirituality, that's fantastic. And if you're still here, we love you. You know, you are loved, you are welcome. There is no judgment. Okay? The only thing that I have a problem with is this forcing of something, making you do it or else, coercing you to do it, right? That's not your decision. That's a coercion, because if you don't, then this is going to happen to you. So, you know, that is not fair. And why are they doing that for something that doesn't have the numbers? It's not dangerous, okay? Not saying it's not there, but it's not dangerous. Listening to many nurses and doctors and stuff, and they're just getting completely shut out of everything as well, and they're still trying to give the information. So if this has happened to you and you've had to take the jib jab, you're going to have to work very hard on your spiritual path. Because what I've noticed about my friends who have had it is I don't hear from them very often. And then they pop in like nothing's happened, which is cool. But when you've been talking to someone every week for most of your life, and then you don't hear from them at all, and then, you know, it's because of that, you know, they're, oh, well, I had it back then, didn't I tell you? And like, no, you didn't tell me. And then you don't hear nothing. And it's like this emptiness, you know? Hear from them every now and then it's gone. And then hear from them and then it's gone. And then one person hadn't heard from, so what is it, September? October, November, December. So 3 months had gone by. Not a word, when this person used to always connect with my husband and I every week. It was our thing. You know, just always, you know, in connection. There's suddenly nothing, and then couldn't answer anything, wouldn't answer. You know, you worry because, you know, when people are a far distance from you, you're going to be like, you have to let us know what you're doing. You have to let us know if we're trying to reach out to you. Let us know that you're okay. Okay? You know, my God, right? There's big things happening here, and we can't just do what we want to do right now. And nothing. And then little bits and pieces come back in. Finally found out they were okay. And little bits and pieces coming back in and out now. So, you know, if you've had the jib jab and, you know, you want to connect, but you're worried or something, please reach out, for God's sake. Let me know you're okay, right? I don't care what anyone decides to do with their life. You know, I don't care who you decide to marry, whether you like boys or girls, whether you want to be a boy or a girl. I support you wholeheartedly if that makes you happy. If it really makes you happy. What I have a problem with is people who are doing something because of fear. That can never end up in a good way. Well, I want my freedom, so I'm going to have to do this. Instead of saying, okay, this is not right. I need to stand up for my rights here. And I need to hold the line a little bit and see what's going to occur, because this can't be allowed to continue. Okay? If people were dropping like flies, we were picking people up off the street, and you saw people out there bleaching the streets in hazmat suits, and sirens were going, and you were told to stay in, because everybody who steps outside is either dropping dead or going to pick up this worst thing, and that's it. There's no hope. Then I could understand, okay, where we need to do something. But it's not that. And it's not because of that this is all happening. This is something that has been set for a long time. The energies of the planet were always going to go through an overthrow stage, where the darkness would try everything in its power to control the people, to control the planet, and keep us in chains and make us reliant on them. There's another reason why you need to work for yourself, right? Otherwise, you're reliant on the system. You don't want to be reliant on it. And the energy of your divine path, you need to look at it and say to yourself, I don't really have to bring anybody into this with me. If I was the last person standing on this earth, what am I going to do? How am I going to live my life? Am I still going to push forward for things that I want? Do I want my children to be safe? Do I want this world to be safe? Do I want to visualize what I want to see? Am I going to do that as part of my divine path? Because all of us have this divine seed within us. All of us have so many abilities, it's not funny. And when you're being distracted, part of your abilities is being able to focus on where you're going and what you're doing, with happiness, with excitement, with this burning passion, right? And when you feel, how do I put it? When you feel distracted by TV or gaming or drugs or alcohol or partying or other people's drama and issues, and you're needed everywhere, and you've got to be at the school, or you've got to be picking up this, or you've got to work your butt off because you've got to pay the rent, you're distracted by what seems to be our reality, and you can't see anything past it because you're in it. I get it. I was totally there. You guys got to remember, my kids are all growing up now. I've done all the kid thing. I've done all of the chasing kids around, going to the school, volunteering at the school, working at the high school. My kids couldn't get away from me. I'm there. There's Mum. Mum, can we have some money for something at the canteen? No. Right? Can this person come over? No. Don't ask me in front of them. Right? You don't want anyone coming home and the house is a mess or whatever, I've done it all. I've chased that game. I've been in the 9-to-5 jobs. I've helped my friends. I've done everything, and I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, well, where is everybody? They're obviously doing their own thing, and, more power to them. And that just made me even more determined. There were certain things that happened in my life, and there were certain milestones, I guess you could say, that I've had in my life. And there were people that I expected to be there, and they weren't. And it really opened my eyes, again, to my divine path, what I'm doing, what the hell I'm doing. What am I doing? I'm here all the time. My mission is to help you help yourself. That's my mission. If you come to me, or if you come at me, or whatever, it depends, what's going on in your life. I'll give you my advice. I'll give you my guidance. I will tune in for you. I will do everything to help you. But it's up to you at the end of the day what the hell you're going to do with that information, where you're going to go, whether you're just going to ignore it, whether you're just going to go back to doing something stupid, whether you're going to start to become paranoid or whatever you're going to do. Because sometimes the old ways of doing things, the old stresses that we have, that's familiar. And sadly, a lot of people just go back to what's familiar, or I'm doing, I'm talking on video or whatever I'm doing, and someone who's insecure or has problems going on, who doesn't even know me from a bar of soap, will be like, oh, she's talking about me. I'm like, I don't even know you, and it's paranoia that sets in, or a negative vibration will say, okay, she's against you. See, she's against you. And people listen to it. Not that I have to deal with that very often in my lifetime or in my career even. I don't get those, there's some things that happen, of course, over the years. It's going to, and it's always when I haven't listened to my intuition. But, there's been, I hear from people all the time, and they're like, oh my God, I'm doing this, and this with my spiritual practice. And I've got people at me every 5 minutes screaming at me. I'm like, that doesn't happen to me. You come screaming at me, you don't get to access me again. That's it, So, or if you come after my husband or something or whatever. So it's just not going to wash. But that doesn't happen, is what I'm trying to get at. It's very rare. But the energy here is our pathway. My pathway is to help humanity, to help themselves. Your pathway is most likely the same. Help yourself first, get yourself well, understand everything, and then share it. But people are not going to listen right now. And this is what's frustrating a lot of people, is that, you're doing and doing and doing, and you're being, what it seems like is that you're being punished for the more that you do to help humanity, the more you seem to be punished by the darkness, right? Don't give into it. You need to continue on your divine pathway. And we're going to talk about the angel Micah. I want to read this message to you, and I'll give commentary as we go along. Remember, everything is changing. You are powerful. You're loved unconditionally. Anything else is not worth your time and space. Anyone else's comments, anyone else's BS, anyone else is trying to have a go at you or trying to blame you for their problems or making you feel like you're stupid is dark energy. And dark energy plays on your emotions. So anyone that's hurting you on purpose, okay, this is for everybody. It doesn't even matter if you're in this field or not. Someone hurting you on purpose, they mean to do it. If someone suddenly is turning against you and you haven't done anything, they always were against you. I hate to say it, but it's true, and trying to get a reaction out of you and keep the game going. It happens. We have to move away. We have to protect our energy. I also want to talk to you about the Light Leadership Academy. I'm going to be giving everything that I have strived to learn over 30 years. Channeling, regression therapy, all the psychic abilities, all your mediumship abilities, how to run the business correctly, how to do intakes with people, how to understand people's mental health, how to connect with people with meditations, how to do your own meditations, how to heal. And I will be teaching multiple healing methods. And these will be in semesters. Each semester would be approximately 10 to 12 weeks long, each semester. And each week in that semester, I will be live with the group. And we will do, where are you stuck? What do you need help with? Question and answers, etc. Plus you will have work that you will have to go on and do. And you will be in an environment where everyone gets it and everybody is supportive of each other. Because if there's anyone that's not, they're not going to be allowed in, right? It just won't happen anyway. The positive will be there, and there will be hopefully the way that I'm envisioning it, and also the things that I'm looking at with my platform, is that you'll be able to join that particular group and be able to talk amongst each other, etc. Now, this sort of thing is something I wasn't going to do, because I felt like it's so much information. How am I possibly going to condense it? And the angels are like, you're just going to do it bit by bit, step by step. And so we'll do it in semesters. So if you're wanting to expand everything, we're going to be doing galactic work. We're going to be channeling in with different planets and beings. I'm going to teach you how to channel properly. That'll probably be a 12-week course on itself. You know what I mean? But once you have connected in with the first semester, and I'm still trying to work out a really good price for you all, then you're also going to get discounts on whatever else you want to study. But you have to do the first one with us, and then you can choose whether you want to keep going or not. But that first one will give you a lot of base ground for yourself, and you'll be able to jump in on the quantum healing and other types of healing methods as we go along. So if I'm going to be sticking around, if I'm going to be able to keep pushing forward, if I'm going to be able to keep giving as much free advice as I can, I am going to have to do something like this. So I really hope that the angels are listening. I'm sure they are, as we move forward, because everybody's been devastated by all of this energy. I have, family in Australia, my kids in Australia that I've got to help out, at the same time as doing what we have to do here, and losing my dad, organizing all of that stuff, and just paying out like everybody else does, right? And just trusting that something's going to be there. For me, I'm trusting that the right people are going to be moving into this training, because I need your help to spread this message. I'm teaching you to be a teacher, to be a leader of light. And that means that there's nothing that will come up to you that is too hard. There's nothing that you won't be able to handle. No situation that someone comes at you with that you won't be able to deal with correctly, lovingly, and help that person, And this is what we need right now, because we can see, that as everything falls apart over the next couple of years, we've seen it pretty bad, right? We want things to be different. And as everything falls apart, people are going to be scrambling for spiritual advice, because the churches are going to go as well. And even though there's going to be freedom, our freedoms of religion is supposed to be one of the Bill of Rights. We're supposed to be able to believe whatever we want to believe. And it is in the Bill of Rights. And it's one of the amendments in there that we are free to have our own religion or spiritual beliefs, and that we can't be forced to believe whatever the government wants us to believe either. That's in there. I was looking at the Bill of Rights earlier today. I can take you guys through that at some point. We'll go through it together. But so that means that a lot of our rights have been taken away, in a sense, where there's so much suppression going on. Freedom of speech is the first. The right to bear arms is the second, and it goes on. And one of them, I think it's the fourth one, is that you don't have to have soldiers come into your house if you don't want to. And that was because of what was happening, with us fighting for America. We had the British coming in and just taking over our homes, kind of thing. So there's all these things in there that are just being squashed a little bit, And when people get past all of this, like over the next, between now and April, bang, 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 one thing after another happening, opening, whistleblowing, changes, occurrences, you know, all of these things, people coming together more, people standing up even more and more and more. They're going to look for someone that they can get help with, and I can't do it all myself. So, you know, some of you will get personal training with me if that's what you want. Like, I will personally guide you through every one of these semesters, and you will become a teacher, and I will need your help too. Okay, you might have to teach this the first, you know, semester or something, or mentor these people, or whatever it is. So there's going to be a lot for people to do. And we get into healing animal, healing children, healing everything, going into all types of things. Anything you can think of in spiritual practices that you love, we will be covering, and how to do it, and how to do it confidently and well. And this is part of my divine plan. So I'm just putting it out there to the universe. I'm encouraging you guys to think about something like this, and know that you can always, you know, make payments, or, you know, get it all organized in bits and pieces, however you need to do stuff. But it'll be coming out soon where you'll be able to start saving for it. But on the 28th of December, I'll be talking more and more and more about different things, and we'll have a big webinar, a big talk live. So hopefully I'll see you at the Light Leadership webinar, and there'll be links all down below, etc. too. All right, so let me go on to talking about Micah and our divine plan. And this is from K. Maroony, okay? And here we go. All right, so I'm just going to read this for you. I'll try. Micah watches over spiritual evolution, seeking every opportunity to reveal the next steps of your life purpose. Okay, I'll try to just say it nice and clearly. This lifetime represents only a small part of your divine plan, which directs you through many specific experiences to become everything you were intended to be. When at last you release enough emotional baggage to feel your purpose, you realize that it is what you wanted all along, right? Everything you do, think, say, feel, experience, and desire is recorded as your complete life history in the Akashic records. Prior to each embodiment, the Kindle angel who is in charge of your entire evolution meets with you to discuss the needs, desires, and karmic consequences of your next lifetime. The Kindle then forms your incarnation disc, holding information about your destiny, important people that you will meet, major events such as crises of spiritual consequence, health issues, including the duration of your life, is all in this disc, right? And karmic indebtedness that remains to be worked out, things that you're dealing with. So the Kindle angel holds the incarnation disc. The Kindle angel works with your guardian angel, works with Micah, who is part of the divine plan for you and oversees this. And here's the incarnation disc. This is all the crap that BDevine is going to do in her life. These are all of the things that she has to get past. These are all of the health concerns that she's going to have, because maybe in this lifetime I needed to have something because of another lifetime. Whatever the hell I wanted to learn or understand is in this incarnation disc, right? So the disc is made of mental substance, and it's placed right here in the proximity of your heart, okay? Right here. Not on here, just out a little bit, so in your auric field. This is where the incarnation disc of all your crap is sitting. But wait, there's more. Your destiny patterns consist of filled keys that are solid, destiny keys that are solid, right? Which activate predestined events, things that you decided that you needed. Sad to say, abuse, situations that you've had as a child, things that you decided as a soul you needed. And these are predestined events, and they're sitting there, right? It gives you a deeper understanding of your major issues. And at the same time, we have unpatterned or empty keys, unfilled keys. Filled keys, predestined. Empty keys, anything can happen. I think I'm stepping in an empty key right now. Right? So when you merit a empty or open key, okay, you step outside the influence of your past, and you may be experiencing this because you can't hardly remember any of the crap you were doing before. And you decide what your new attitudes and focus will be. What is your new attitude and focus? You've got an open key in front of you. What are you going to do with it? All this other stuff you've already done, right? You decide what your new attitudes and focus will be. Your guardian angel. Now, there's more than one, okay? They may present exciting opportunities, along with the option to deepen your dedication to spiritual growth. We're not ever completed with our learning process until we ascend and don't have to come back down here. Enlightenment is understanding that you are already enlightened, that it's not a destination. It's already arrived. You've got to understand that for yourself in your own way, right? Okay, so the angels and other spiritual beings love these times when you are not affected by planned events, because they can introduce new teachers and friends, help you discover innovative job options, and expand your consciousness even more. When you're not weighed down by all of the things that you're trying to resolve every 5 minutes, and instead trusting that those things have been there for a reason to either hinder you or inspire you. Which is it going to be? Is it going to stop you or make the fire of, I don't know what, come up underneath you? Okay, so our open key periods, okay, when it's just unfilled, are often difficult because everything familiar falls away. Isn't that what's happening? And you feel like you're just floating, like you're just bouncing around, right? To your higher self, these moments are cherished above all others. Pay close attention to knowing your truth during these times. Are you on fire right now? Are you just wanting to tell the whole world your mission, your story, your journey? You want to help more people than you've ever helped before, right? You just feel inspired to do something. You may not even know what it is, but you're just feeling inspired. Then you're in an open key section of your life. Hallelujah, right? So pay attention to knowing your truth during these times. What is the truth? Who are you? What do you stand for? Because you're going to have to say it. You're going to have to be it. Your actions, reactions, and decisions will greatly alter your future as you move more quickly through the karmic indebtedness of your filled keys. So those solid parts of predestiny are not as long and drawn out. Remember how life was just long and, it just took forever. Like you look at a little 2-year-old and you're like, when are you going to grow up? It's like forever, right? And then suddenly they're growing up and you're like, well, that was quick. And it wasn't quick. It was like, you little turd, grow up. Why don't you, So filled keys use the force of magnetic attraction to reacquaint you with individuals from past lives with whom you have unfinished business. Right. So, magnetic attraction, reacquainting you with the numbnuts of the past that you've had to deal with in whatever way that is in your life. Wrong relationships, wrong friendships, wrong teachers that you find, wrong bosses, wrong jobs, wrong house, wrong location, wrong car, this breaks down, that breaks, all that crap, okay? It's actually been magnetically attracted to us so we can hurry up and get it done, whatever that is for you, right? And people from past lives, we recognize someone from our past life. We get a feeling about them, right? We feel like we've known them, and it's either a good thing or it can be a bad thing, right? Someone chopped your head off and you're like, I know you. Maybe I just need to stay with you for the next 20 years of my life. And it's like this person, you know, all you had to do was meet them and the karmic energy was balanced. It's like, okay, I see you. That's it. Forgiveness then is there. So the events of these circumstances will be similar to the last time you met. Wow, how about that? We have someone that we met in this life that was a total lunatic in the last life. Hey, here they come again. Right? We're like, are we going to be aware this time? Are we going to listen to our instincts this time? Here they come. So it gives you a chance to break the cycle of repetition and conquer the issue. So your health challenges will be comparable to those that you've had in a past life as well. And something that you might have been unable to overcome. And this is your chance to overcome those things, okay? Letting you find new understanding and heal. You'll also receive the blessings and advancements you've earned in the past, right? As well. So things, and we're still waiting for some of our blessing and advancements from our past to come into this thing. But this is what the open keys are for as well. As you advance and just advance, then all of this is just speeding its way up to you as well. So although this sounds like everything's pretty well set, you have a great deal to do with your progress, right? You can either repeat the old patterns or consecrate your life to breaking free of the mold, breaking free of what you've been told to do your whole life, which is work your butt off until you're too old to do anything else. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what we are told. Oh no, you have to work really hard and then you can retire one day. And then you're too old and decrepit and, you know, your body's sore and aching and it's too hard for you to do anything else. I'm not saying everybody, but the majority of people that are older, you know, they keep going back to work because they keep trying to stay busy. You know, they're older. They can't enjoy it when they're older. You know, they're at that point in their life where they feel like they're nearing the end and they start going through those kinds of fears, right? So take responsibility for yourself and be determined to clear out everything that holds you in a life that isn't right for you. So, you know, where do you have someone controlling your decisions and why do we let them do it? It's not part of your destiny to be forever bound in a situation. It's part of your destiny to have it come up, recognize, okay, I've got to deal with this, or I need to change my attitude, or I need to fix this, or I need to heal from this, and get away from it, right? So it's not lingering around. And way too many people stay in situations for far too long. We've all done it, right? So this requires a new level of brutal but loving honesty. You must be honest with yourself in this journey. You must be honest with your feelings, not just go along with the crowd, you know? Your emotions are your connection to divine will. In every experience, God's spirit passes from your feelings to your mind. Okay? When the mind misunderstands or doesn't like the feelings that it receives, it takes control, giving your will instructions not to feel the way that it does. After that, your will follows the instructions of the mind, ignoring the truth right here. Just keeps going here. Right? Your real feelings are denied. Issues that you face in the field keys, right, center around these denials. Every problem that you continually encounter is because you've denied the truth in your heart. You've denied what you know to be right for you. You felt like it was too hard. You felt like it was going to upset the apple cart. You felt like it was going to upset your parents' view of what you should be doing or whatever. Or it might upset your friends who don't believe in the same things that you do. So you don't want to lose your friends who aren't really there for you when you need them. But anyway, right? So when you ignore that truth in your heart, that is when all kinds of problems start happening for you as well. You get stuck in this thick energy, the weeds, as they say. Your real feelings are denied, and the denial of your feelings causes every problem you can imagine to continue to happen in your life and in your body as well. So, issues that you face in the field keys, in the predestined energy, center around the denials. Certain behavior patterns become so automatic that you don't even realize what's happening. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I'll get out of you. Oh, sorry. Oh, you go first. Sorry. You know, that kind of thing. Oh, here, I'm last. Oh, I'm sorry if I've offended. Oh, I don't want to upset you over here, so I'm just going to stay cool with you because I don't want you to hate me. Everyone wants to be liked, right? Obviously. Nobody wants to be hated on, of course. But where do you just deny your true feelings just to keep somebody else pleased with you who doesn't really care anyway because they're trying to please themselves or do whatever they're doing, right? It's just one automatic behavior that some people do. I do it. My husband does it. A lot of people I know. Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll get out your way. Oh, sorry. So once you allow yourself to feel and express the full intensity of your undesirable feelings with acceptance, so you're looking at stuff and you're like, you know what? I don't like that feeling, and I don't like the feeling that I get from doing that. I'm being honest with myself. I'm not going to do that anymore. I matter, you know? And even if you're only telling or tooting your own horn and saying that to yourself, you're still going to change everything around you. The rigid energy structures that have perpetrated the behavior release and allow the flow of true feelings, guiding you to the fulfillment of your divine plan. The moment you decide you're sick of it, the moment you decide you're tired of going around in circles, the moment you decide you're sick of people's drama and them coming at you or whatever they're doing to you, the moment you decide you deserve better, the moment you desire to be honest with your feelings, because it's the denial of feelings that causes all mental health and physical health problems. That is, just say they weren't there when you were small. If you keep on denying how you're feeling, it'll churn inside of you. All of the feelings you've had, the abandonment you've had, the rejection that you've had, the betrayal that you've had, the backstabbing you've had, the people talking about you, the whole thing going around and around saying one thing to your face, another behind your back. All of that stuff will cause you, if you don't address it, if you're not honest with yourself, to crumble. And then what? Then your nowhere near as strong as you need to be to get to the next levels again, because you've got to build all this back up all over again. So, allowing the flow of true feelings guides you to the fulfillment of your divine plan. What is it? It's a multitude of things. This is a slow process, and there can be more to heal than you would like to think, right? Be patient and love yourself. As you release, your true feelings may tell you things you don't want to know. If you do not act on these feelings, you are again denying them. So things will come up to show you, okay, you're doing it there, and there's a little bit you're hanging on to over here and something over there. You know, you need to let that go. And you're like, oh, it's not that. No, it's not that. It's somebody else is just blocking me. Everybody's blocking me. Be patient and love yourself. As you release, your true feelings may tell you things you don't want to know. And if you do not act on these feelings, you are again denying them. They are your guide to your right place and happiness in life. You may need to end relationships, change your career, or move and leave friends behind. These changes may seem difficult, but they are freeing you from people, activities, and things that are a part of the pretense and are not really you. Right? You might have met somebody as a friend in your life when you were going through hell. And then, you know, you stayed connected with each other. You went and did all these things together, and you connect. And then you have to move on. You're not unwell anymore. You're growing stronger. And they get the feeling that they are not needed by you anymore. Or who do you think you are? You know, and they start getting all funny with you because you no longer need the same kind of thing from them anymore. And they really don't need that from you either. They just want that to be there, right? So open your heart and mind to help recognize your right place and create the life that you want. Your divine plan may reveal a new perspective on your present career or introduce something entirely different. You know, how many times have you changed your mind about what you want to do as well? You may find a new perspective on your career. A person in the healing arts may feel a deep level of love and compassion for patients where maybe there was emotional distance before that. A teacher may help children express their feelings and fears productively in addition to the usual curriculum. Well, now we're seeing a really terrible curriculum going on, right? And that'll all change as well. Grocery checkers can give the gift of love to those that they serve. You know, my husband and I have had great interactions with people doing doing our shopping and stuff. Many tasks allow the opportunity for deep prayer. While you work, say, take me into my destiny, take me into my destiny, take me into my destiny. What you do is not as important as how you do it. And this is the energy of Micah. Again, this is not about them telling you what you've got to do. I'm as frustrated as anybody else when I'm like, what's the next freaking step, you know? And they're like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, no, I want you to just tell me what's going to be good, what's going to work. Well, you're denying your feelings again. You know, you're just not listening to yourself. When honestly, I'm like, I have to teach. I have to share it. I tried webinars all last year, and we had one problem after another with software and this person can't hear, and this person. It was more frustrating than it was, although we had really, really amazing times. But doing the little thing isn't going to cut it anymore. You know, there needs to be a place where everybody can come and learn and decide from there by having a really good base. And even if you already know things, like some people know how to do their cards and their oracles, and some people are into more rituals and witchcraft and all that sort of stuff, haven't even thought about taking someone through past life regression therapy. And the way that I do it, it's completely different in many regards to QHHT. And I studied QHHT with Dolores Cannon before she passed away. like 3 months before she died. I was in the classroom in Sydney with her. And she said to us, if you change any of this, it's not QHHT. It's almost like she encouraged, like she knew there was going to be a change where we can't do things in person with people. And we had to adapt. I had to adapt to doing it over the phone. And believe me, so many things would happen. You know, someone would snore through the whole session and I'd keep on going. And I'm like, oh my God, they're like snoring. They're like fast asleep. And I would get to the end and now we're coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, wide awake, I'd be saying on the phone, and they'd go, oh, well, that was awesome. I'm like, you were snoring through the whole thing. They were like, wow, you know, that was great. I've had the phone die and I'm trying to ring the person back and they're in a past life somewhere. And I'm like, let's just set this up before we even get going. I'm going to do the past life thing. If we hang up, don't worry, I will be able to call you right back and we will be able to pick up where we left off, right? And I just set the intention before I even got started. If anything goes wrong, don't worry, we're not going to let it stop us. You know, there's a way out of everything kind of thing. You are in a very important part of your life. You know, you're being pushed. I know you are. You're all being pushed into doing something, but then you're like, now what am I going to do? You know, I'm right here. I just want to have a go at, I just want to make a huge blasting announcement and tell everyone, go, you know, shut up or something, right? I mean, people are out there doing that. Obviously, I can't do that because I want to be here. So I can test the boundary a little bit with some things that I say or whatever, but I don't want to be gone completely and then nobody can find me, of course, right? So I'm careful. To each their own. Make your decision based on what brings you a peaceful feeling. Understand that we have these filled, predestined keys in our life. Most of us are past it, okay? Unless you're denying all of your issues and pretending that there's not a problem when there is one. And sometimes being brutally honest with ourselves, you know, or having something happen to us is a way of us re-examining our life, you know? It's a way of going, oh my God, I've been doing this pattern, or I've been angry with myself, or I've been frustrated with myself, and I'm taking it out on life, you know? I'm being miserable all the time when I don't need to be, right? I'm fearing the worst all the time in certain situations where I need to be shedding light on it instead. The more that I give you this information, the more that I'm talking to you guys, the more that I know that something inside of you is lighting up and you're going, oh my God, yes, in one way or another. And that energy, that vibration of us having a positive, forward, let's go emotion, that pushing through changes things. Every time we do it, it changes things. Every time I explain something to you, it changes things, not just with you, but with the earth. It changes things with your connection. It changes things with how you see your life. It changes things with what the world is doing. Because the crazier it gets, the more we know that they've lost. The more we see how desperate they are to remain or seem to remain in control. This is globally, not just the United States. I couldn't care. It's globally. Do we want that kind of system? No, we don't. You know, we want to have some kind of council that represents the light, the people. Of course, we're going to need some kind of, you know, not rules, but some kind of thing where we have to be accountable for, you know, doing something bad or whatever, of course, right? But I don't think as we embrace ourselves who we really are, I don't think we'll have that energy around us of people who shoot and kill people and rapers and murderers, because all of that is infiltrated into the earth to cause havoc. You know, I don't think it's supposed to be there. I think the negative vibrations and all the things that we've seen and all the things that we release ourselves and the things that we feel and all this has been part of our conditioning. You know, the things that we see other people do and we don't like it, other people don't care. You know, so we have to just come up with our individual plan of our future. And that way, what will happen is that becomes our reality. And therefore, we're not going to even see any kind of mundane 3D stuff. Will there be earth changes? There always are. Will there be floodings? Probably. Will there be volcanoes? Of course. Is it the end times? No. It's the end of the darkness. Maybe that's a way of putting it. You know, this earth in itself is magnificent, right? It's beautiful. It has so many things you probably haven't even seen on this planet, right? So many hidden portals of pure energy that we can open to give to, you know, as a gift, right? And I'm going to be studying more about those points so that we can focus on them in a meditation or something. Okay? Your divine destiny is your business. What you want to do, where you want to go, how you want life to be, how you want things to unfold, right? How you want things to begin to happen for you, for your children, and for generations to come. Like, what do you want to have occur in your life? Sorry, things got to be in the middle. What do you want, you know, how do you want to leave a legacy behind? How do you want people to remember you? You know? Embrace your power, your inner power. Close your eyes and be in that place of receiving the information, the light codes, receiving the angelic support, especially now. Remember, they can't do nothing unless you ask them to. They can't intervene in your life. This is your life. This is your free will. They can't intervene. But if you can direct them in the right way, they will. You know, thank you for opening doorways, clearing the path. Thank you for divine and perfect health. Thank you for opening my abilities more completely and releasing anything that I'm afraid of. And releasing those fears, because I've got nothing to be afraid of but fear itself. That's it. That word. Remembering that negative vibrations feed off of fear, right? They love it. If they can get you to be worked up about something, they love it. It's like the biggest narcissist in the world. How can I drive this person crazy and sit back and laugh? You know, how can I totally mess with their minds? Because if you're empathic, which you guys are if you're listening, if you're empathic, then you are often a target of a narcissist because, you know, you don't think that way in terms of 20 steps ahead and how I can screw with your mind, etc. How a person can think that way. It doesn't compute with you. It's not something that you think, okay, this person is manipulating me. You're not thinking that. You're like, wow, what's going on? Wow, they really need help. They need my help. I've got to help heal this situation because you're empathic. And you stay with these maniacs longer than you need to, and they need help. The difference is that a narcissist won't get help because they don't think that it's them. In a way, it goes around, and they have the destiny of working that out within themselves, letting go of those control issues, etc., figuring out where it came from and how they developed it. Some people say they're born that way, whatever. Some of them, it's a learned behavior as well. Some of them, it comes from, you know, the way that their mother was or whatever. And they just don't know any other way. But you've got to remember that there's nothing that you can't conquer, you know? There's nothing that you can't do, be, or have. This is my quote. There is nothing that you cannot do, be, or have. All it takes is a vision of success. That is my quote from me. There's nothing that you cannot do, be, or have. All it takes is a vision of success. Think about what that is, what that means for you. Visualizing a better life for you without putting a limit on it, because then what happens is it could have been a whole lot better, and here it is, with limitations upon it. Know that since a long, long, long time ago, there was always going to be a complete fall of religions, darkness, anything that has weaved its way around this globe in a negative sense. There is negative things that are connected with, my hair's like suddenly all bright. There is like negative things that are weaved into our spiritual practices as well. And some people hold on to those things, and those are the things that they want to learn about, right? It's like someone comes in and starts to become, a boss or something in a foundation, and suddenly everybody's corrupting. Okay? Trust in your path. Trust that there's going to be some things that come up, of course. We will navigate through, as long as we have this wanting for unconditional love and peace and harmony. If we desire that, and if we visualize that happening in the perfect way, and it will happen in a perfect way, and we're probably going to laugh at God's sense of humor, right? And know that it will all unfold eventually. And in the meantime, that we're focusing more on the light of the planet, less on what problems are, more on the light of ourself, less than our problems, and we push it further and further and further away from us until eventually we're in this channel of light, and it's like we can't even see the craziness. We're just in this beautiful energy, and we're connecting with like-minded people, and we're experiencing and growing and shifting and shaping and expanding and ascending all the time. Our body changes, the cells change, the energy, our vibration changes. We just can't lose hope. Imagine if George Washington lost hope. Everybody else was telling him it's hopeless. And he was just like, there's a way out of this. There's a way. It's going to come to me. It's going to come to me what I need to do here. And it did. It took a while, but it came in. He didn't give up, because the freedoms of the people were the most important thing. To do something like that was never done before. And we need to maintain that energy of the freedom and individual freedoms as well. And it doesn't mean telling someone what to do with their body, because you can't say, oh no, we can't tell a woman what to do with her body over here. That's wrong. But then, oh yeah, but you have to have this because we need to tell you what you need to do right now. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. Or you can go and have the surgery and become a boy if you're a girl, or vice versa. That's great, but you don't have the choice over here with your medical health. That doesn't make sense. It can't be one way and not the other. It has to be around the board. Do what you want. Live how you want. Leave everybody alone. Be in peace. Let people have their choices, for God's sake. What they want to do with their body is their business. But it has to be across the board, not just where they feel like putting it in because they might get a lot of support by doing that. That's wrong, and it's wrong for those people as well. Also, so we are moving into our divine destiny, even if it doesn't feel like it. You may be feeling it anyway, as I'm saying, moving out of the old predestined keys and more into these open keys. Okay, what's going to happen here? What do you want? Start mapping it out for your life, and know that at any time when you ask for assistance from the divine, it's there. When you cleanse and clear your energy, it's done. When you ask to be grounded and connected in a pillar of light, you're done. Any of this overthinking, I'm not grounded, I'm not, that's you doing that to yourself. Oh, I'm not connecting and I can't feel the angels. That's you doing it to yourself, because they're right there, right? They're right there. And an exercise is this. Write down on a piece of paper the word love, okay? and write everything that you can think of about what love means to you. Okay, write it all down on a piece of paper. And then write fear. And write everything that you think fear means to you. Okay? And when you're done, say this to yourself. How do I feel about this whole thing? Which one do I like more? And oh my God, I've just channeled all of that information. Okay? That's how you do it. Write down what you think about love, about fear. Write down what you think the angels are saying to you. Write down what you think your guides are saying to you right now. Do you think they're saying to you how stupid you are and how silly you are and you should have done this and you should have done that? Because that is not coming from guidance. That is coming from yourself and how you feel about yourself and what what you're saying to yourself as a monologue all the time. Because when you're talking to the angels and your guides, they are very, very loving and unconditionally so, right? They want you to find that love for yourself. And that is how you channel information, through the love channel. Channel of love, right? The vibration of peace and harmony. And then you'll get these messages that come through of understanding. And if you keep going through the I can't, then you got to ask yourself, who's made you feel that way and why have you believed it? Because that is just rubbish, And it's time to change this, to embrace our future in the best way that we can, okay? And each and every one of you, I believe in every single one of you. I know you've got it. If I can do it, anybody can do it, believe me, right? Some little girl just tossed out on the side of the road and just, nothing, a nothing person, a person that you would have, just walk right past if you saw me in the street, if you didn't know anything about me, you just walk right past me. I would just be the pink-haired lady in the store, or the little girl that doesn't have the right clothes or doesn't have her hair done very well, or the scrubby little one when that someone's like, oh my God, that poor little thing, she looks like nobody owns her, because that's basically what it was, just scruffy, brought, dragged up, so you wouldn't have even recognized me, and here I am. No one's ever wanted to listen to me, but here I am. Couldn't speak very well. I had a stuttering problem for many years, but here I am. Didn't finish even high school, but here I am, teaching, writing, written a book, done this, done the other, done so many courses since then, but that doesn't count. I still didn't finish high school. Didn't want to. Right? Nothing, really. But God doesn't have time to make a nothing, right? As they say, He only has time to make a something. And the more someone pushes me under the dirt, the more I'm going to scratch and claw and fight my way out, not only out of the hole, but right up the top of the mountain and say, okay, I'm up here now. What's next? Bring it on. Right? And I have that fighting spirit. I'm like the Fighting Irish. I'm like the Notre Dame. Right? But I love doing that. That gives me confidence to do that. It gives me a rush to push past an obstacle. Maybe that's why there's been so many, because I'm more determined than anyone to get past them. Have an inner knowing about yourself that you're going to get through everything. There's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't do, okay? It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what your body's like. It doesn't matter how tall you are, how sexy you are or not, or whatever it is you think. There's no comparing anymore, because that lowers you every single time, and it's all that has to drop off of us now, as we connect. And we're going to have to connect up here, and we're going to have to connect here where our connection is with our angels as well. All right, so you guys will see me again really, really soon. It is 444, of course it is, where I am, and I'm sending much love and many blessings. I hope this was helpful. I'll keep going. I've got more coming. And bye for now. Bye, everyone.